Hi, my name is Angel Ramos. Currently, I am a school teacher. I am teaching art. A little bit about my background is I come from Mexico. I was born in a small town named Murireo, Guanajuato, and like many other people, we immigrated here to the U.S. Our parents brought us here. I believe I was maybe a year and a half old, so. I basically grew up here in Rocky Ford, Colorado is where I consider my home. I have three siblings. I got two sisters. I got a twin brother. I got my dad. I got my mom. We live in the regular traditional Mexican lifestyle. Growing up was I want to say very different. But I think about my childhood, and I think about a lot of stuff, but the thing that sticks out the most for me is my parents. I remember my mom, the first time she sent me to go work, she just packed up my lunch, and I was outside playing, and I always like to tell the story. I was collecting worms. I think they're called earthworms, and I was just picking them up, putting them in a masonite jar, and supposedly I was gonna go scare my older sister with them, and my mom came out with my lunch. One of my older cousins came to pick me up, and I remember him telling me, "Hey, go get this long sleeve shirt, get yourself a hat, and we're gonna go work." I ignored him. I didn't know what he was talking about, and my mom came out with my lunch and said, "Hey, mijo, she gave me her blessing. La bendición," and she said, "You gotta go work. I don't want no lazy boys in my house," is what she told me. And then I guess that's where it all started. From there, it was every summer, and it was great. I'm thankful for those experiences, and I'm thankful for everything that they did for me. They're still doing a lot for me. And my dad used to take us or send us with my uncle, his brother, to go transplant onions, which is something I'll never forget. Me and my two older sisters, we would go every weekend or during spring break or whatever breaks we had. It was normally in the spring, and to us it was normal. I didn't really think about anything else. I knew that was coming, and I knew it was something we had to do. We would get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, try to be at the fields by 5:30. Most of the time, start working by 6, as soon as the sun came up, fill up our bags with bundles of onions, and we were ready to go. I remember when we would go plant onions with my uncles. It was always, they pay you by row. You have this long row, and then you have to transplant onions. You use your fingers, and you grab a little onion and you stick it in the dirt. Every 4 fingers, they used to tell us, every 4 fingers, space them out. And you just, bent over, grabbing your bundles the whole way. And it was always, most of the time, a lot of times there's adults, people working, probably more immigrants, that come here, migrant workers, they come here and then they move somewhere else. And I remember it was always me and my two sisters, we would go out there and we would work as a team to finish our row. You had to go out there and they pay you whatever it was back then. It wasn't much. My parents gave us every penny. They didn't take anything from us. It was all for us. But it was a cool experience, and it was a lot of fun. It was hard work, and but again, at the same time, like I said, I didn't think of it as work. It was just normal for us, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty rewarding to have experienced that, and to have shared those great times with my family, with my sisters. I was really into the lowrider kind of stickers, the lowrider arts, the pit bulls, the Rottweilers, how they have the dog, the different breeds, the cars, that kind of style. I was really interested in it, and I would always buy them every time we'd go to the store. I remember I would ask my mom for 50 cents. She would give me the 50 cents. I would buy a sticker, and I would go home and try to draw it, try to copy it. And that was my earliest memory of art, and I just kept going with it. I went to high school. Again, I had a really good art teacher who was always pushing me, and she would always compliment my work. She would always compliment the stuff that I was doing, how I was doing it, and maybe she was just being nice, but it made me feel, I guess, good, different, because at home, in a Mexican household, at least in my household, we didn't get compliments very often. It's you. This is what's expected of you, and if you do it, good job for you. But you never got that good job. You knew you did a good job, and that was enough. So it was nice to hear those compliments, those gestures from my high school art teacher, and it made me want to take art the next year, my sophomore year, and take art again my junior year, and take art again my senior year. So it made me feel good, and she one day she told me, hey, I think you'd make a good art teacher. She knew I didn't want to go to college. She would ask, hey, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go to school? Or are you gonna do this? And my answer was always no. I'm not gonna go do that, or I don't know, I don't think so. So I was ready. It was my senior year. I graduated. I did what I had to do, and it was time to go work. So I got a job. I was working here at a local factory, and I loved it. It was work for me, and I enjoyed it, and I was learning a lot. They were teaching me a lot, but at the same time, I had that, we say in Spanish, the espinita, like that little, that little thorn in here, that little thing telling me, hey, is this really it? Is this all you're going to do? So I enrolled at a community college here, Terra Junior College. I enrolled and I took some art again. I was lucky. I had a great teacher there, a great professor. May he rest in peace. He passed away a couple years ago, but he was a good teacher. He was teaching me, the fundamentals, the basics of art, the elements, the principles of design, and telling me, this is what you need to have a good artwork. And I don't know if I was ever really concerned about how my art was going to look or anything like that, but at the same time, it was good to know that you were doing good, know how you were using, why you were using color, how to mix your colors, and how to make your art better, and I truly enjoyed it. And I wanted to be an art teacher because, one, I enjoyed making art. I enjoy art for me. I was never interested in making art for people, or for to sell or anything like that. It was always just, it made me feel good from elementary, from a very young age, and I knew that was something that it was kind of like a hobby for me, and I wanted to be an art teacher so that I could continue to help, I want to say young students, young kids, figure out what their passion is, or if the passion is art, maybe I can help them, or just be that one person that can, that can, that can support them. What influences my art is my experiences. A lot of my art is based off of experiences. One of my earliest paintings when I was in high school, I painted a picture of my cousin, and we were in Mexico. This is at our house in Mexico, and all the roads, as you can imagine, were rock roads, dirt roads, and this is our house. And I try to get the background, trying to get the right color scheme, with the warm colors, kind of, with the neutral colors in the front, and trying to create an emphasis in my cousin with that bright suit that she was using, and trying to capture her facial expressions. And I had a lot of fun with this one, trying to get the right tones in the face, trying to get the right texture in her shirt. And this next one right here with the arrows, the Aztec god, we have the Aztec god here sitting crossed. I got a bunch of arrows out here. Again, beginning of my college career, I thought I was into a lot of urban art and graffiti, and I was trying to figure out how I can use those types of not techniques, but those kind of I guess the subject matter, try to incorporate it into something that I was doing. And again, growing up here in America, I missed out on a lot of my history, not learning a lot of it like I should. And I would just recognize these images of right here of the Aztec god. We learned the sgraffito technique here, and applying your paint thick and coming back and scratching in your paint. Again, I still have the lady right there, kind of with the Day of the Dead theme, and the roses tilting back. And again, I knew I've seen them before, and I wanted to capture them, and again, learning these different techniques. I did the sgraffito on the hair, and just having fun with it. I have, I got Jesus here, Christ, and with his crown of thorns, and it's very traditional for us to have these, in the Mexican culture throughout our houses. This was a picture of my first nephew on my sister's side. My older sister, she had, the first baby, he was born. I got a picture. I was going to do an example for my classroom, so I decided to draw him. And the next couple ones are in pen. I have this one right here entitled Angel de Paz, peace, angel of peace. He's throwing up the peace sign. I tend to draw a lot of angels, doodle a lot of angels, just because my name is Angel, Angel, and kind of cliche, but it's just something that I feel comfortable drawing. I guess I feel like I owe them, and I don't know if that's why they named me Angel, but I feel like I need to pay homage to the name. And I also do some humorous pieces like this one right here, titled molcajete con chiles y jitomates asados. It's the traditional molcajete. We every Mexican household family has one of these. It's basically like a grinder where you put your chilies, your tomatoes to make your salsa, and you grind them up. Right here, I recreated the first painting that I made at OJC with my professor, of the Aztec goddess. The Aztec god, the Aztec god. And so I recreated it, when my professor from OJC passed away. I heard the news, and again, from my experience, things that are happening to me is what I'm making my art about. I redrew it. I did a second version, and I try to, draw the same thing. I put some flowers in his hand, like paying my respects to him, my condolences. And he was a big buffalo, drawer. He loved buffaloes. He liked drawing buffaloes, painting buffaloes, sculpting buffaloes. And so I try to incorporate some kind of buffalo bison down here. This is a couple of years old too. And at the time, I made this painting. The Statue of Liberty is supposed to represent, or for me anyways, it represents freedom. If you look into the history of it, as the people were coming in on the boats, and the first thing they would see in New York is the Statue of Liberty. And it's for me, it was a symbol of freedom. And with everything going on, I decided to paint her, and her face, is a skeleton, and so is the angels down there. She's kind of like in the foreground. In the background of her, we have the same sun, or the halo that you would see in the Virgin Mary. And again, I'm using the symbolism in there to kind of, the symbol of hope. She's there, and then the angels up there holding the Statue of Liberty, like if the angel would be holding the Virgen de Guadalupe. And you can see that from the bottom of his shirt, you got the roots, kind of spreading out, kind of grabbing on to the ground, to the earth. Again, representing hope, like not giving up. The roots are still there. My next paintings are, a dual. They're two different paintings, but one of them is the angel again. I represent angels a lot, holding the stars up there. The stars are representing, the culture, the freedom, the lifestyle, everything, that we dream for. A lot of people that immigrate here are always following the dream, and that's why under the angel it says a dream, and it's broken and it's fading down, melting away. And the angel's eyes are closed. I feel like a lot of times in my drawings, their eyes are closed, and their eyes are closed not because they can't see, but because maybe they don't want to see, what's going on. And The next one that I have is very similar to this one. The only thing that changes is the colors. The same angel is facing to the opposite side. They're facing each other. They're facing towards each other. I'm sorry, and he's wearing the Mexican colors. Under him, it's titled Un Sueño. Same thing. It's melting. Instead of the stars, he's holding the cobwebs, spider webs, representing that is it is representing everything he left at home. He left his family. He might have left his parents, his grandparents, his uncles, his house, everything that a lot of the people leave behind for this dream, for this better life, to be able to maybe send some money home, send some money back, or some clothes or something for their family. But yet they're suffering from not being there. They're missing out on everything. The experiences, a lot of times, it takes them 10, 15 years to go back, and by the time they get back, their kids are grown up. They missed their entire childhood, and it's sad. So this next one is a picture of my dad. This was just done in, I think, just random markers, colored pencils, highlighters, whatever I could find. And basically kind of like a collage, I guess. Not really a collage, but a collage of materials and mixed media. And this one, it was just a picture of my dad. I always see him with his big hats, and every time I would see him, he was out there. Again, at the top left, I have the Mexican colors. You can't really see them, but they're there. The other side, you got the American flag, and I got the chain going around, just representing strength. We're in it together. We're strong. And I got that halo of the Virgen de Guadalupe again behind, saying, always protect my dad, protect my family.